What up? It's your boy Dvrth back at it again with another video, and today we are here with Attack on Titan Season 4. I've been really eager to continue on with the story ever since last episode, giving us such a heartbreaking episode, reintroducing us and continuing the story of Reiner, and really just deepening the character of Reiner and making him so much more tragic than I thought that Reiner ever would have been. And I just want to see it. Now there's a couple of things that I did not address in the last episode that I wanted to address, like when I first saw him in the episode, but I didn't. I guess I was too caught up in everything else to notice, to remember when it came to the discussion. The first thing real quick is when what's her name, Abby? No, damn it. Oh, I already forgot what her name is. The little girl, Reiner's cousin, Abby. I'm just gonna call her Abby. I know it's not Abby, but Reiner's cousin. Whenever she's telling the story about like her blowing up the train, all that, and then she gets to the part where she's talking about how the gunner was shooting back at her, and she starts to realize, like, oh shit, I almost died. Like, and you can, it's very small, it's very minute, but you can hear it in her voice, and the voice actor does a phenomenal job by portraying this. But she's telling the story and she's all bombastic and everything. She's like, yeah, and then I just got the crown, saved the town, and Mr. Krabs, and I almost died. Oh, but it was great, so like that's really telling of like where her story is going. And honestly, just that part in the show or in the episode just broke my heart, to like, man, that kid just realized that she almost died. Like, and it's just kind of sitting, it's probably something that's just kind of sitting in her soul right now, that, oh god, I almost died. This is not all fun and games. A second thing, which is more of like a theory of mine, that I probably should have remembered during the discussion, but I'll talk about it now a little bit. And if we don't hear nothing about it in this episode, or if we do hear about it in this episode, we'll talk more about it later in this episode's discussion. But when Falco goes over to help the soldier, that's like in the PTSD line, there's one soldier where the soldier that he helps, he's like, oh, your thing is on the wrong side. And I noticed it when I watched it the first time, but I watched that episode a second time, and I was like, why is your band on the wrong side? And then there was another thing. I was like, because I remember that in the last video I was like, yeah, we know that John is in there. Like, we know that John is, or at least I'm assuming that John and the gang is already infiltrating. We talked about that in the last episode's discussion. And this is maybe just far-fetched, but I was like, is that Eren? I don't see how. I mean, unless Eren's on some deep fucking cover shit, that would be I would start screaming if that were the case. But that seemed like Eren. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It's the same as when I first watched episode 7 of season 1, where Eren's Titan attacked the other Titans. I was like, is that Eren? Like, that's the same feeling I'm getting right now. I looked at him, like, that might be Eren. Eren had kind of long hair at the end of last season, and that dude's hair was really long. It's been 4 years. Eren must have been growing his hair out for whatever reason. Is that Eren? That's all I'm gonna say. Now, we just got to get into it, because I see that we've already been talking for like 5 minutes. I didn't know that we were, but we're just gonna hop into it. I just want to hear more about Reiner right now. But if that's Eren, God damn. Okay, so if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Attack on Titan or something totally different, the best place in the end is always my social media. My Instagram is Dvrth, my Twitter's at NotDark. You can DM me, you can add me, whichever one you want to do, or respond to it, make a video on it as soon as possible. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones, make sure they're on, them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. Father. Oh, cause oh, his father's Marleyan? Oh wow. Wow. Damn, he said you. Damn. Yo, Reiner was like for the cause for a long time. That's crazy. That Bertold. Big old Bertold. I'm sorry, Bertold. Years is all you get. 13 years to be a hero. That's a way to look at it, Reiner. That's a way to look at it. Is right? Huh? I thought that was Reiner's parents, though. This show is hard. This show is so fucking hard. Oh my god, this show is so good. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Yeah, so this OP is hard too. Real quick though, if I may say, let's talk about Reiner real quick while the OP's going. Reiner reminds me of Gabby. I know I called her Abby earlier, but now I know her name's Gabby. Reiner reminds me of Gabby. Like young Reiner reminds me of Gabby, like really for the cause. In like, no, I'm gonna be a good Marleyan, you know. And Galliard, I'm guessing who that was like basically telling him like, oh yeah, you're a good Eren dog, and it's basically what Reiner became. Jesus fucking Christ. And that's exactly why Reiner doesn't want that for Gabby, because he knows, he's seen it. That Gabby is literally the mirror image of him. He knows what the fuck Gabby's about to go through. Oh, that's gotta be so scary for Reiner. And pull in Pure Titans too. Okay, so holy shit, we're getting a rundown of the fucking charges in hard ending. Charges at full speed, gate. Whoa. Oh my god! Throwing technique is dreadful and on another level. His blood seems to have a hidden power. The cart titan, that's a sustainable miss. So the cart titan is good for attrition, huh? The colossal. Holy fuck! A god of destruction. Holy shit, this is how they were looking at it. Holy shit, do you know what that looks like? Bro, it looks like they're fucking testing what do you call it? They look like they're testing the first fucking nuke. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Oh god. Oh. Oh god. Oh my god, that abrupt fucking. Holy fuck. Jesus. You're never meant to be chosen as a warrior. I talked you up and criticized my brother. You just didn't want your brother to be? Oh my god. You just didn't want your brother to go. You just didn't want your brother to go. Oh my god, this show is heartbreaking. Oh, Reiner, bro. Bro. Reiner didn't want to do it. Like the the mission was to find the Jaw Titan and go home. Reiner didn't want to fucking do it. Cause then he would have. This is all he has. Oh my fuck, bro. Mm. Oh my god. Mm. Oh my god. Oh my. And Bertold just never wanted to do. This episode, I thought Reiner was so like devout in what he was doing. He to think that Reiner was going through all this shit while breaking the fucking wall. Oh, it's them guessing the weather. Oh my god. I mean, they can't just come back with just like intel after 5 years. I kind of see what they're not friends, they're devils. Fuck, dude. Fuck, dude. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Reiner! Jesus fucking Christ, man! Oh my. Okay, you. Yeah, let's talk about you. Are you who I think you are? It sounds like him. It sounds like him. It sounds like Eren. It seems like Eren. He's missing a leg unless Eren just is really good with his Titan powers now. He knows how to selectively regenerate. Art. Yeah, I'm here, I think. Why did it ever come to this? It's Eren. It's Eren. It's Eren. Oh my god, it's Eren. By something forced to march into hell. That something wasn't their choice, their situation, or others made it. Oh my god. Who pushed their own back to see a different kind of hell. Oh my god. It might be hope. You're fucking Eren. You're Eren. Oh my. You can't end like that. You can't end like that, bro. You can't end like that, bro. You cannot end like that, bro. You just can't, bro. Come on, man. Oh my god, bro. The, where do I start? Where do I start? This show is phenomenal. This show is phenomenal. I oh my god. We'll get to the Eren thing at the end of the discussion. I feel like it's better to get to the Eren thing at the end of the discussion. Let's start from the beginning, right? So what I thought was Falco was actually Reiner in bed with talking to his mom. And it seems that Reiner's dad is a Marleyan. Oh my god. So Reiner's dad is a Marleyan, his mom is an Eldian, and his mom from a young age drilled it into Reiner's head that you if only and it was her like struggles, her internal struggles that she was drilling into his head, that if only we were Marleyans, we would have a better life. And Reiner taking that in and seeing his mom suffering, because I mean, to be real with you, to be like completely real, I don't know how many people have been in a situation where you see, maybe not your mom, but just specifically somebody that you love or respect or something like that suffering in that way. If only if only we weren't, that kind of thing. As a kid, that can be traumatizing, absolutely traumatizing. And for Reiner to hear that, the whole speech of if only we weren't Marleyan, or if only we weren't Eldians, you know, in his mind it's, if only we weren't Eldians, your dad would love you, or if only we weren't Eldians, your mom wouldn't be struggling like this. You know, I don't know I don't know their financial you know, situation, but I guarantee you it wasn't fucking good being an Eldian in Marley. So, you know, if only we weren't Eldians, our life would be so much better. So for her to put that all on her son, that ideology on her son, whether it was voluntary or involuntary, her son learned that from her. So for Reiner, he's thinking, okay, all I have to do then is become a Marleyan. And in a what better way, the only way really, than to fight in the Marleyan War, showing that you do deserve to be amongst the Marley. You know, you do deserve to have that better life along with the Marleyans, you know, and have that better life for his mom. And as a kid, that's got to be the only thing, that's the only thing that Reiner's thinking about. He's thinking, if I can just become an honorary Marleyan, if I can just do that, then I would have my father back. My father would be proud of me that I'm a Marleyan now. The only reason why, in his mind, the only reason why his father isn't around is because he's not a Marleyan. It could be a plethora of reasons. His father just probably didn't want him. On the real, his father could have did the whole I went out for milk and never came back type shit. It could totally not even be because he's an Eldian. But there's a plethora of reasons why his father isn't around. Now, granted, it's more than likely because they are Eldians, but to Reiner, that is the main reason why his family is like this. That's the main reason why he's not living lavish with the rest of society. That's why he's being treated as a second class citizen, is because he is an Eldian. So like I was saying, what better way, the only way to get a better life, to have a better life, is to join the Marley army, become an honorary Marleyan by becoming a warrior, thus making a better life for his mom, his and just for his family, get his dad back, all that other shit. His mom would finally be happy, and they would have exactly what they want, is to be Marleyans, to have a better life. And he's pushed himself into that situation so heavily. He that is the only driving force in his mind, to a point that he was in Eren's shoes, not strong enough to be what he wanted to be, to have what he, to achieve his goals. But he was going to keep trying. He was going to keep trying for the sake of his mother, for the sake of his family, and for the sake of what he sees as freedom, is not being treated as a second class citizen anymore. That freedom is what he wanted. His walls weren't, I mean, they had the walls, but his walls weren't physical embodiments, as Eren's were. His walls were the thought, the fact that he is an Eldian in Marley. His walls is the same as Eren's, as to Eren is with his walls. Like, I want to be free. I don't want to be cattle anymore. With Reiner, I want to be free. I don't want to be cattle anymore. Which is what an Eldian is in this land, You're expendable, you're a second class citizen. You aren't free. So once again, we're continuing with the parallels of not only Paradise and then the internment camp, or in Marley, in a broader sense. But we're continuing in a more specific, more honed in parallel of what Reiner was going through over in the internment camp, and what Eren was going through over in Paradise, in the walls. Oh my god, this show is so good. This show is so, and it's crazy. I'm probably about to go off on a tangent, but I'm gonna try to keep this tangent short. It's crazy because, like, I try my best not to gas shows up, right? Because, like, there's no point. People are always gonna like what they like, There are people out there. I'm sure there are people out there that swear on Christ himself that Attack on Titan is hot garbage. People are always gonna like what they like, and people are always gonna dislike what they dislike. And so with that in mind, I never really try to gas shows up. Even my favorite animes, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. You try it if you want to. Go for it. I really like it. It's my favorite, but try it if you want to. But this show is the only show that I'll swear by. This is the only show I'm like, I don't care if you end up not liking it, experience it at least once. This show is that fucking good. Oh my god. I love that we got a rundown. Yeah, kind of like a rundown of what Titans they had and how they were being used in warfare. You had, and this was back when Titans weren't basically inept, rendered useless by technology. But back then, when Reiner and the gang were kids, Titans were the bee's knees, you feel me? Like, so they showed that, gave us a rundown of Annie's Titan, the female Titan. Her like specialty is her agility, versatility, being able to harden her kicks and punches. So she's an all around like all purpose kind of Titan. Then they have Galliard, or the Jaw Titan. Not Galliard. I mean, Galliard's the Jaw Titan now, but they have Marcel, the Jaw Titan. Useful, or he's an assault weapon. He is the spear, so he is the weapon that you go. He's the front line. I'm about to go in here, kill as many people as possible, destroy as much stuff as possible, and he's the kill whore. He's gonna rack up the body count. Then you have the Cart Titan, who is you have Reiner, the Armor Titan, who is like he's almost kind of like the spear, but he's basically the one to lead the charge. He's your tank. He's the one to get the focus fire on. He specializes in defense and strong single hit attacks. He's not as versatile as the female Titan. He's not as quick as the Jaw Titan, but he beats them in strength and durability. So that's why he's the tank. He's gonna get the focus fire, like I said. Then you have the Cart Titan, who is really good from what I got from it, is really good in like wars of attrition and covert ops kind of things, transportation. Still very useful in battle, I would assume, but the Cart Titan is used as expert transportation. Like the Cart Titan is used as more like your I was about to say healer. That makes no sense. But the Cart Titan is that secret component that keeps everything moving. I would say like a rogue, maybe. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But that's kind of what the Cart Titan's for. It's war of attrition, covert ops, that type of stuff. And then you have Bertold, the Colossal Titan, and the way that they handled Bertold's Titan was phenomenal. They handled that so well. Because and I don't even know. I'm not even sure if they meant to do, but knowing Isayama, they definitely meant to do this. I'm like 90% sure they meant to do this. But when they launched Bertold, and they're like, Bertold blows up, and they're like, and you have the Colossal Titan, a god of destruction, and you see the fire, right? You see just pure destruction, fire, war, and pestilence raining upon your enemies. And in the background you have I think it was Magath and somebody else, I don't remember. I was so awestruck that I couldn't, like, my brain wasn't processing what I was seeing. But you have in the background like Magath and somebody else with like binoculars far ahead looking at a mushroom cloud, and just like realizing that they have a weapon that can do that much damage. And it's very reminiscent of when they tested the first nuclear, but I don't think it was the first, but I don't know. I'm not super great at history, but I'm decent at it. When they tested one of the first nuclear bombs, and they were at a very remote place, seeing what it could do, and they look out with like binoculars and other telescopic tools to see the destruction that this nuclear bomb does, and all you see is just a mushroom cloud. And I believe that the guy that created the nuclear bomb, I believe he was there when they tested it, and the guy that created it, all he could say was like, I am death. That's a hard, like, not like, first of all, that's a hard line, right? When you create something that could do that much destruction, like, that's a hard line to just be like, yep, I guess I'm death now. But the point of that line was that he realized that he just created something that could rack up a body count that has from that point, from like the beginning of time to that point, had been unheard of. For that to be a thing, you have to, like, I couldn't imagine what your mind had to be thinking about, realizing that you have, not only that you've created, but you have in your possession something that can do that much damage. And the way that they framed that shot was so reminiscent of the I keep forgetting what they actually call it. It was like Big Boy or like Big Brother or something like that they called the nuclear bomb testing. But it was so reminiscent of that. It was so reminiscent of that. And with the theme of war in this show, or in this season specifically, dear God, did they hit that nail on the head. And this season has been so on the nose with things in such a fantastic way. And the writing is so good because of how on the nose they are. Usually when a show is like very on the nose, it can be kind of annoying. But when it's really good is when you deserve to be that on the nose, because your story from up until now has been so good that now you can start putting out on full display what your story is all about and what the meanings and all this shit has been about. You deserve it now. And Attack on Titan is now in that phase where, like, Isayama deserves to tell us straight up what the meaning is. If he wants to just look us dead in our shits and say, this is how I feel about this, and this is how I feel about this, you have earned that. You have earned my ear, my nigga. You've earned it. Because up until now, I have been awestruck with the phenomenal storytelling, imagery, and everything. I mean, when they did the whole, I gotta go back and look at this, because the way that they did this was so fucking perfect. It was so perfect. Yeah, it is Magath. I'm looking at it now. It is Magath in somebody else. But the way they did this, I might just put this picture up on the screen or something, like this screenshot up on the screen. But the way they framed this, it is so reminiscent of, like, on some like real life implications, like real life things that have happened, real life things that we need to think about. Because, like, if you really think about it, that's scary. That's scary to know. Like, just think about if every nation in our real life, if every nation had a colossal titan. That's the world that we live in right now. Every nation has multiple colossal titans that they can just let fly anytime they want to. It is the scariest thought when you actually think about, like, nuclear power and like the like tools of war is the scariest thing to think about. And this show is just putting it on full display. It is just showing you, like, straight up, this is what's happening. And it is so well done. It's so well done. I cannot like praise this show enough. I honestly cannot praise this show enough. I need to go back to the the part where they showed Bertold, because that shit was hard. Like, you can just see the silhouette of Bertold like rising. It's so fucking scary. It's so fucking scary. I I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't. This show is too fucking good. This show is too fucking good. This show is on another level of storytelling. Wow. Just wow. All right, so let's talk about Reiner in the beginning of their mission. Basically, now comes out that Reiner basically was not even supposed to be a warrior. It was supposed to be Galliard. Reiner was never supposed to be on the front lines. So this whole time, this whole show, from the beginning of us learning that Reiner was the armored titan, we had been thinking, holy shit, that's why Reiner is so fucking badass. Because Reiner is just that nigga. Reiner has been we've seen Reiner as like the big strong, like I'm gonna do it, like warrior that you'd see in like any war movie, right? And you look at Reiner, you're like, okay, now I can see why you will be the armored titan, because you are that big strong, I'm gonna do it war, like cliche war protagonist, Turns out he wasn't even that fucking good. He wasn't supposed to be. He was never supposed to be a warrior. Reiner played this big role of being the greatest warrior and wanting to be the greatest warrior as if it were supposed to be him, and it wasn't. And that was the reason why he wanted to be, because it wasn't supposed to be him. And when Marcel sacrifices his life for Reiner, he doubles down on it. Reiner basically in the second episode, I made like a whole there's a whole segment in the discussion of me saying that Reiner basically, he broke when he killed Marco, and when he was inside the walls, being friends with the 104th and stuff. Reiner broke a long time ago. Reiner was broken so fucking long ago. It's ridiculous how long ago it was. It was never when Marco died. It was never when he befriended the 104th. It was never like, it was never any time that he was in the wall. It was never that. It was never that. Reiner broke a long time. Reiner didn't even break. Reiner broke when Marcel died, but Reiner was breaking way before that. Way before that. Oh my god, this show is so fucking good. Oh my god. Oh my god, this show is amazing. Are we? I mean, I know this show is really popular and all that, and that may like have people like, the people that are like, well, it's popular, so I don't fuck with it. Kind of people coming out in droves and all the other shit, and like, I know this show gets a lot of like love, but dear God, I don't think that this show gets enough. With all the love that this show gets, I still don't think that this show gets. Holy shit! I'm fanboying at this point. The shot with Reiner coming back up, bloodied and bruised, just hurt after Annie beats the living shit out of him. I mean, beats the life out of him. Annie just gets back, or not Annie, but Reiner gets back up and just puts Annie in a chokehold. And he's like, dude, we're doing this. I gotta find this. I have to. Because that shit was hard. There it is. That shit was hard. Oh, no. Hang on. No, hang on. I gotta see that. I gotta see that one more time. Don't. It is probably something to point out that like when when Annie when Annie is beating the shit out of Reiner, even like we have to keep in mind that Annie's going through some shit too. And when they get into the wall, Annie does act like pretty damn cold to Reiner. So like that's always been like a point that I thought about, like why is Annie like so, like when they were revealed to all be like comrades, I was like why is Annie so like fuck Reiner, you know, like I mean she didn't outright say it, you know, she wasn't like out here like physically like I fucking hate that guy, you know, but like Annie always seemed so standoffish with Reiner, and that's fucking why, because they were just supposed to get like, yes, the plan was to go in, destroy all of humanity, take over Paradis, get the cache of fossil fuels, and be the world's biggest powerhouse, right? But it changed when Marcel gets eaten, and Annie realizes, okay, our new mission is to find whoever ate Marcel, get the Jaw Titan back, go home. But the way that Reiner is thinking about this, he's like, I'm not going home without making my family proud, because he's so fucking delusional at this point. He's broken, and that little abrupt cut from the scene with his dad to him being on that boat just automatically shows you he's gone. He's too far gone. Like you would think that would bring him back to Earth, like back to, you know, back to real life, but it just shot him further out into fucking space. Because now he's thinking, now I have to do it. There's no fucking way I can't. There's no way I go back with no honor of bringing, you know, with no honor of bringing Marley victory. I can't fucking do that. I will make my father proud. I will have it to where my mom has the easy life. Like how this writing is God tier. This writing is God tier. I'm sorry, but this writing, I've probably said that at least 47 times this video, but this writing is God tier. The shit is amazing. So you get Reiner telling Annie, we're going to fucking do this, and I will kill you if I can't. You know, like that's basically what she's saying, or what he's saying. And Bertold the whole time is just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. You know, like, and it was the same dynamic that we saw in the seasons after learning that they were the Titans, you know, that we still, and that's something to you know, that's something to applaud as well, that we look at these characters and these flashbacks, and they're still the same characters. Not only are they still the same characters, but you can still see that motivation, the same motivations that you saw in the episodes after, you know, finding out that each was a Titan. You know, like you still see Reiner just wanting to save his nation, to bring glory to his nation at any cost. Now you just know why. You see Bertold just wanting to go the fuck home. And now you know why. You see why Annie fucking hates Reiner and you know, wants to get the mission over with and just murder anybody in her path to just get back home. And you know, you technically don't know why, because we still haven't got Annie's like backstory fully, but you could see why. This, like, that entire, like, that whole thing was amazing. And for them to do the whole, like, before, like, this is way back when the episode started, when this episode started. But for them to start the episode with the young Reiner, Annie, Berthold, Galliard, fucking Marcel, and Zeke and Peak and everybody, you know, and them to look up at the sky and then transition to Eren and Armin wanting to know what was out there. Oh my God. Is this not heat? Oh my God. Is this not goddamn heat? This is goddamn heat. This is goddamn heat. This is goddamn heat. So now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. That's Eren. There's no fucking way that that's not Eren. I refuse. I was like 90% sure. Like at the beginning of the show, I was like, I'm about like 75% thinking that that's Eren. And then when they start, like, when they start getting to the scene with him in there, I was like, I'm like 90% sure that that's Eren. But then after he finishes talking, that's Eren. There's no fucking way it's not. There's no fucking way it's not. And if Eren just doesn't have a fucking leg, because we know that Eren is a Titan. There's no way Eren there's no way Eren doesn't have a leg and isn't able to grow it back. We know that he can. So that tells me that Eren is deep undercover. To the point, not only is Eren deep undercover, fuck that. We know he's deep undercover at this point. But he's gotten good enough with his Titan, with his Titan abilities, that he can cut his own leg off, which I'm assuming that's what the fuck happened. He can cut his own leg off and choose when to grow it back. Eren's a fucking god now. That's definitely Eren. And from him, you have to like think, Eren's got to be so far gone now that he's over in Marley, and he is seeing all the shit that his people have to go through. Them being makes. I'm guessing if Eren was within that group, he saw the suicide bombers. He saw the people just wanting to go home and see their family instead they're being thrown out to the front lines, mowed down by machine gun fire. Eren is seeing these new weapons of mass destruction that they have, because they don't have fucking machine guns inside the wall. He's seeing new weapons of mass destruction, and he's realizing how fucked the world is. I can only imagine that Eren is ready to use the launch codes. At some point, Eren's going to want to just say, fuck it, I'm getting rid of it, like, humanity. And this is and that goes into what my theory was before any of this started. I always talk with my friends. I was like, there's no way that this show ends well. And when it came to the end of season 3 part 2, and Eren seemed so out of it, so distant, he's seen through the memories how dark the world is. And I realized at that moment, Eren isn't the protagonist anymore. He's the antagonist. And if there's anything that I've learned, is that good antagonists always have a reason. The really good ones always have a reason. Not that the whole, they're not like, I was treated unfairly when I was a child, and now the world's going to pay and suffer, like, they're not like that. They're like, I've seen what the world has to offer, And trust me, it's better just to end it all. And that's where Eren is right now. I bet that that's where Eren is right now. He's in a place where he's like, bro, I see what the fuck's going on. I don't like it. And to be honest with you, I'm thinking about ending it. Not just his life. He's ready to end it all. Humanity. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Why wouldn't he? Everything's fucked right now. I can only imagine. Eren is about to go nuclear. He is about to go nuclear. He's almost there. I just know he's going nuclear. Eren has the launch codes. He just doesn't know how to decipher them. I'm telling you right now, Eren's going nuclear. He's going nuclear. And I don't blame him. Oh, this show is so fucking good. Oh, this show is so good. There's one more theory that I want to get into, but I don't like getting into that far into the theory territory, just in case I'm like either on the money or a little bit too close to the truth, and people start to be like, "Oh, hey, yeah, you're right." I don't want to know that I'm right. But what I will say, I won't get too deep into this theory, and I might get deeper into the theory when me and Michael do our little podcast on the show and stuff. But I will leave the discussion off with this. In the beginning, not in the beginning of the show, but when we get the history of the Titans. And this is something that I've been thinking about for years now while watching Attack on Titan. Because the whole Eren being the antagonist thing has been something that I've been thinking about for a long time now. But in the beginning of the history of the Titans, it is said that Ymir made a deal with the devil of all Earth. Now think about how they worded that. The devil of all Earth. They didn't just say the devil. They could have just said the devil. The devil of all Earth. Last time I checked, Eldians are referred to as devils. Last time I checked, the only person right now that is ready to go completely nuclear and has the founding Titan is Eren. And last time I checked, a lot of things, specifically memories, are starting to transcend space and time. I'm not sure how they get to that part. I'm not sure how the story gets to that part, if I'm right. But that's what I'm thinking. And if it does get to that, this show is the best show. This is the best piece of media I have ever seen and will ever see in my life. It already is, but if it gets to that point, we're gonna end it. We're just gonna have to end the video. We're just gonna have to, because I was about to get into a rant, and this video is already an hour. More than an hour. We just gonna have to go ahead and we gonna talk about that another day. We gonna talk about it. We'll have to talk about that another day. So, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Attack on Titan or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. My Instagram is Dvrth. My Twitter is @NotDarth. You can DM me, you can add me, whichever one you want to do. I'll respond to it and make a video on it as soon as possible. This was an amazing show. This was an amazing episode. I'm so ready for the next episode already. So with all that being said, get my off button ready. With all that being said, you all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.